I've been talking to my Legis team, pinag-aaralan namin, na yung batas na yung bill na ipapasa ko, hopefully maging batas yun, na mag-i-impose ng fine sa mga kumpanya na hindi nagbigay ng 13-month pay on time through the LGU. Dahil every single year, lahat ng kumpanya kailangan mag-renew ng kanilang business permit. So bago makapag-renew ang sino mang negosyante ng business permit sa BPLO, kailangan kumuha ng clearance sa DOLE o NLRC. Kapag merong complaint tungkol doon sa 13-month pay na hindi nagbibigay, then i-hold yung BPLO permit until na mabayaran yung 13-month pay plus multa. What do you think of that?
Maganda ho yan. In fact, sa Valenzuela ho, meron kaming by ordinance create na office. Ito yung Workers Affairs Office. Kasi marami kaming factories, Your Honor.
At
So,
dinalo ko yun at marami marami nagbabiolate.
correct. Tama ho kayo. Samot-samot violation na ron sa
Okay.
Valenzuela. And by ordinance, pwede pong i-revoke yung kanilang business permit.
Gumawa na tayo ng pulisiya na para this time around, hindi na maulit itong mga manggagawa natin na hindi nakatanggap ng 13-month pay. Kasama na nga po doon sa suggestion ko, makipag-MOA kayo sa mga taga-LGU na bago ang LGU mag-release ng business permit sa City Hall, mag-check muna sa DOLE at yung kumpanya na may utang sa mga empleyado, hindi muna paparenyuhin ng kanilang business permit hanggat hindi nakabayad ng atraso sa kanilang mga empleyado. Yun po yung pinapoingat ko during the last budget hearing. Si Senator Wing Gatchalian, ginagawa daw nila yan sa Valenzuela nung he was a mayor nung panahon na yon. So, hindi nila ni-release yung business permit ng mga kumpanya na may atraso sa kanilang mga empleyado.
We intend to pass these proposed measures to make sure that all labor sectors and industries are compliant with our labor laws. Hindi lamang manufacturing or service industries ang nabibigyan ng pansin. Kailangan lahat ng sektor ay ayusin natin sa komiting ito dahil kaisa at kakampi natin ang bawat magagawang Pilipino. Every worker deserves just and humane conditions of work, fair and decent wages, security of tenure, as well as medical benefits. Maraming salamat po. Now to start with, I would like to ask for a development from DOLE pertaining to that Cebu incident sa BPO wherein yung mga after the earthquake, yung mga BPO workers hinarangan pa yung mga exits, mga pinto at hindi sila pinauwi, hindi man lang kinonsider na baka magkaroon po ng aftershocks. Ano na po nangyari doon? Because I asked DOLE to investigate and DOLE said the DOLE will do some investigation. So what happened to the investigation that was conducted?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. May I ask Director Alvin to respond on the senators?
Thank you, Yusek, and good morning po, Mr. Chair. Relative po sa Cebu investigation, Mr. Chair, we received po update from Regional Director Buenafil last night on the inspections conducted in Cebu. And as previously mentioned, Mr. Chair, nung nakaraang hearing po natin, yung ating regional director nag-issue po ng work stoppage order. Pero ito po mga work stoppage order after po mag-comply ng mga kulang po sa occupational safety and health standards. Na-lift din po no October 13. Pero meron pong isang company na tuloy-tuloy po yung hearing ngayon dahil nakita po na merong labor standards violations, Mr. Chair. So kasama po dito yung overtime pay, mga leave po benefits na hindi na ibigay sa ating mga manggagawa.
So, ongoing po yung kaso tungkol dyan. So, kailan po natin ma-reach yung resolution sa kaso dinidig na yon na binabanggit niyo po?
Ang initial information, Mr. Chair, ay nasa final stage na po ito ng review. Baka po within this month makapag-issue na po tayo ng compliance order, Mr. Chair, doon sa mga naiwan po mga BPO company sa Cebu na nakitaan po ng mga violation po.
Aside from that company Cebu that's being investigated ongoing, as you said, Attorney Curada, are there other BPO companies na gumagawa ng ganung violations?
Nung una pong investigation, Mr. Chair, marami pong pagkukulang sa occupational safety and health standards, Mr. Chair. Marami pong mga BPO companies na walang safety and health personnel, program. So kung wala pong personnel, talaga pong hindi maprotektahan yung safety and health ng ating mga manggagawa. But within the remediation under the rules, Mr. Chair, binibigyan sila ng pagkakataon na mag-hire ng mga safety officer. Yung iba po nakapag-comply within the remediation period, and yung iba po nakapag-submit ng mga program, yung iba po nakapag-hire ng mga first aider and safety officer. Ang isa lang po naiwan yung labor standards violation, Mr. Chair, na tuloy-tuloy po yung kaso and hopefully po ma-resolve na within this month.
Wala ho ba kayong unit sa DOLE dedicated to monitoring the BPOs? Because as we all know, malaking pera ang ipinapasok sa ekonomiya ng bansa ang ating mga BPOs dito. Halos kapareho, kung minsan lumalampas pa sila sa mga OFWs remittances. So therefore, you should have a unit dedicated to monitoring all these BPOs companies here to ensure na napapaalagaan yung mga BPO workers natin doon, especially doon sa safety standards na binabanggit po natin ngayon, na hindi po sila naapi, na kompleto po sila sa insurance, benefits, and annually dapat meron silang check-up, etc., etc. You don't have that unit dedicated for the BPOs? So doing inspections?
Mr. Chair, wala po sa ngayon, pero we note po your proposal ninyo. Maganda po na gawin po namin yon. Pero in the absence po ng dedicated po na unit, ang Region 7 along with I think 6 other regions, Mr. Chair, meron silang active po na tripartite council naman na pinag-uusapan yung problema sa BPO. But again, Mr. Chair, we take note of your proposal. Baka po i-propose namin sa planning workshop po namin next week po.
Meron bang dito association ng mga BPOs workers? Okay. Sinong gusto una magsalita sa taas? Ladies first siguro. Si Ma'am Sara Prestoza. Ma'am, identify yourself and where you from and ano po yung title ninyo?
Good morning po. I am Sarah Prestoza, former president of the first ever union in the BPO industry, Unified Employees of Alorica, and would like to thank you, Honorable Senator Rafi Tulfo and the chairs for hearing us. And actually, maiyak-iyak po ako kanina nung nakita ko yung video how your heart really was touched sa aming working condition. I would like to be a live testimony of what you have mentioned are 1,000% correct. Until right now, hindi lang po sa Cebu nangyayari ito. 90%, or let's just say 100% of the BPO companies are violators, 90% in the occupational health and safety standards. Kami po ay bawal mag-log out kung may lindol. Hindi kami pwede magsabi sa customer, sorry po, it's lumilindol. Recently, nagkaroon ng sunog sa Alorica, sa may MOA. And hindi man lang po chinek yung safety ng mga manggagawa, yung mga fire exit or yung mga wirings for that. At pinili pa rin pa silang papasukin sa company. And we received complaints for that. And also, yes, it's true na may mga ocular visits sometimes, but we still have to request sa Department of Labor to check the violations. As me, live testimonial again, when I was a junior president still, pumupunta po ang DOLE and nagtatago po ang management. For example, kasi po ang Alorica before Samoa was, they purchased the West Contact Services Company, which is one of the call center. Nung malaman po nila nagtayo kami ng union, they actually hide na hindi daw po nila kami pinurchased. Pero they changed our company to Alorica, and yung mga union officers are being terminated and busted. under Alorica name. So, it is very true lahat po ng mga nasabi niyo sa video, and we really would like to appreciate you for that. If there are other more questions, we have our colleagues from the BPO Industry Networks to provide all data for this one. Thank you.
Okay, and yeah, let's hear from Christina. Is it Christina Asis? Or, yeah, okay. Ms. Mylene,
Good morning, Mr. Chair. Sorry.
good morning, ma'am.
Yes, I'm the president of the BPO Industry Employees Network, or a call center association representing the workers. As we all know that we don't have a union, and workers in the call center does not have representation. So, as a labor association, we document violations, especially in health and safety of several companies. And we actually have updates even with the earthquake in Cebu, the most recent U1, the Typhoon U1, which we had put on a list of companies who forced their workers to go to work at the onset of the storm, of the typhoon. And not only that, this has been going on, this has been prevalent, and it is an industry practice that right now, Mr. Chair, na maganda na napag-uusapan so that we could put measure as how to put the stop to it. Our Secretary General actually has an update also on the Cebu earthquake, because Bien was the one who actually reported it to the Department of Labor, and we requested for the inspection. However, during the inspection, we were not allowed to join on the inspection itself. And even here in Manila, we've also requested inspection for the Alorica fire and for the typhoon. So maybe, Mr. Chair, you could recognize our Secretary General as well. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you, ma'am. But before that, yeah, Dole, okay, bumalik sa alaala ko yung sinabi nila na kapag nagkakaroon ng inspection yung Dole, hindi sinasama yung mga workers. Totoo ito, ako mismo testigo, because nung pumunta ako, random inspection sa mga manufacturing companies sa Valenzuela, and I was informed by the workers, each time na pupunta ang Dole, yung mga workers hindi kinakausap. Ang kinakausap lang management o HR sa isang kwarto, at pinapatago yung mga workers. At yung Dole, pag uwi, yung inspector may dala-dala ng envelope at busog na, bundat ng tiyan. I'm making it as a joke, pero that's close to reality. So dapat kapag nag-inspection kayo, you don't only talk to the management, the HR, you should also talk to the workers. And pupuntahan nyo sila mismo doon sa workplace nila. Kumusta yung